that's a good thing when people are piling at the door, I guess. After yesterday, first off, good to be back this morning. Congratulations to all the coaches of the year. Guys, that's an award that means a lot. And not a lot of guys get that opportunity. You work very hard, you put a lot of hours in, you spend a lot of time away from your families. So those of you guys that did win that, your peers obviously think highly of you. Congrats. A couple things real quick. I like going to clinics. I like going to these different conventions, and because as much as we get a chance to talk about what we do, we also get to listen to other people talk. And a lot of the conversations we had yesterday, you know, it's funny, some of the same arguments that I see with how we do things, which is great. Arguments aren't negative. We talk about it all the time. We want the pros and cons, and our thing at Western is we want to make sure we put the best thing on the field. So as a staff, we question ourselves all the time. When we, like I said, we build rules. When we decide what's going in game plan, we do it as a full staff. And heck, you guys were there last year, a couple of you. When you see on a Monday, does it get heated? Yeah, because guys are prideful in what they do. They're passionate about putting the best stuff out there. But as a team, which our offensive or defensive staff is a team, you got to put the best stuff out there. And you kind of agree to disagree. So for me, as I've gotten older, the fun part of clinics is coming and doing the one-on-one talks out in the hallways. Because there's times I'll pick up a lot of new things. You know what, that sounds easier. Or a coaching point. Or a way I say something. Because if you're coaching and you use a term that maybe is over-detailed, or it's too long, or for whatever reason might not sink in with your players, you want to pick up new terms. You want to pick up new ideas. Because later in the season, your base stuff, people are going to know how to stop it. So if you have a little wrinkle or a little way to change something. So what I'm getting at is, you go to these clinics, whether you're speaking, not speaking, old or young, champion or 0-9 or whatever your records, soak it up like a sponge. You get 2 days to do football. And a couple things I picked up just sitting back there listening to Brian. Things that are really important that I talk with our players about all the time. Okay, as a staff, detail your teaching. He was up here talking about triangles and circles and making sure the shades are put in there for the defensive lineman. Well, as an O-line coach, you harp on the smallest 2 inches of a step or an elbow tight. Well, you better give detailed instruction then. And you better draw clear pictures. And on the flip side, then you can ask them to be just as detailed. When we draw blocking, I want the line at the top of the line square, so it means our guys understand we want our shoulders square. If you just take a line, if you draw blocking like, well, that's not really how we teach it. Okay, we want a lateral step, vertical, and we want you square at the point of attack. Just a little example. I like that one. The other one is, have your players, encourage your players to ask why. If you get a chance to sit in one of my position meetings, there is dialogue going back and forth the whole time. And I hit on why I thought that was important yesterday. So encourage your players to ask why. You empower them to run your offense, to do what you're teaching. Okay, those are 2 things that just, if you were in that previous talk, the reason to pick up. All right, this morning, yeah, I've been back and forth. As I talk to a lot of guys, the pass protections and stuff we're going to start with. If it takes the whole time this morning, that's fine. We're an offense. Our quarterback's thrown for over 5,000 yards in 2 years. Okay, and I went through, and as I was putting these cut-ups together, I probably had to go through 7 or 8 games to find 50 clips of true 5-step drop. We just don't do a ton of it. It's built off of our run game. It's our biggest pass protection is our zone play action. So everything we do is built off solid run and throw the football. We've gotten better on 1st and 2nd down of mixing in some drop back. I think that's important. You can't just be a 3rd down. All right, now we're going to go and spread. Now we're going to get the shotgun. And now we're going to throw our 5 concepts. And then 1st and 2nd down be a completely different offense. And those are the type of things we'll kind of go back and forth with in our staff meetings. Hey, we got to get a little more 5-step on open downs. Or 1st and 2nd is what I mean by open. 3rd down, we got to run the football. Our quarterback coach calls our plays. He's really good, as opposed to us making up or creating a draw scheme. We just run our inside zone on 3rd and 8. It's a draw. Our linemen block. Those are things where I think you can mix up some of your scheme and game planning. And so as we go through here, the big thing, because it's not that zone run game is our bread and butter. That's what we really get into detail with. So from a teaching standpoint, you can't spend all the time in pass protection. You have an hour meeting. You get so much time to teach. We probably spend 30% to 40% of our practice or our meetings or our teaching on pass protection. We're a higher run protection, therefore, run plays. If you look at our game breakdowns, it's probably 60-40. Maybe even a little more run if we stay on schedule. So I think one thing is you're looking at your practice schedules, as you're looking at your meetings, make sure you're organizing those as to what your offense is or what you want it to be. So guys, hey, if you're a run and shoot, a lot of quick throw game, protections need to be a high part or a high percentage of your practice and meeting time. Okay? So I think you got to correlate there so your players, they get the time to work on what's really most important. All right, buzzing through here. Let's start. First thing, we really have our base protection from a lineman standpoint is the same, whether it's 5 or 6 man. All right, the biggest thing our guys have to know, and if you were in our run game, we use a number system. So 40s, 50s are inside zone, 80s, 90s outside zone, 60s, 70s are our gap scheme plays, power, G, counter, and then our 20s and 30s are our pass series. So as we're using all of our different cadences, and our guys, first thing they hear is a 20 or a 30, bells go off. All right, protection. Let's make sure we clarify the second number. So if we go with a 25, that's a 5-man protection. 26 is a 6-man protection. And 27 is a 7-man protection when we keep a tight end and a back, or a 2-back stay in. Okay? And we have very simple rules that go with those. Because pass, we don't have 5 different pass protections. We have 1 pass protection. The rules carry over. The only thing the O-line, the quarterback, running backs need to know is there a back? And in our base protection, our 6-man drop back, we use a running back. And you'll watch when we hit the clips, our running backs spend a lot of time with us during our pass individual. 1 for technique, and 2 for fits, and an understanding of where this is going to all unfold in our pressure pickups, or our backs. What we like to do, and this is where we go back and forth depending on the opponent, we'll quick check with our backs, so they'll check their assignment and get out and release, whether it's a swing, a check down, all the different check downs you can do with a running back. Some weeks, if we've got really good defensive ends, there's nothing worse than being in that game and you're up by 4 and you're trying to hold on to the football, 3rd down, and that defensive end you know has gotten to the quarterback 2 or 3 times and you don't have an answer to help that tackle out. Our first answer, we just put a chip protection in. And our tailback, all he does, and we talk about it between series, if we make a protection call and he knows he's on the same side as the good defensive end, he'll just say, hey, chip, chip. And we don't do it a lot, so it's not like that defensive end gets an idea. As our tackle, here's chip, chip. All he does is make sure he's inside out. If I'm getting beat high around the edge. And leave that color, so that running back's going to give it an elbow if they're just rushing 4 or just rushing 3, their base pressure. All right? Little things like that, I think those are the differences that win you football games against good teams. You've got to have answers against things that can beat you. All right? Let's teach the base part here. Offensive line. So where it all starts in protection, our quarterback calls our protections. When I played, in the system I played in, our center called the protections. Okay, our quarterback, it was kind of, he could just focus on the routes. And I've become a big believer in, just like I said yesterday, the running back sets up all the blocks, you stay square and let him pick where to go. Our quarterback knows if I'm going to get hit by somebody, at least I know who's going to hit me. So if they're going to bring more than we can block, I know which one's the free guy off the edge. Right? So our quarterback, we come up to the line, first thing we've got to identify, 4 down or 3 down. Okay, it won't change any rules, but it does add some number issues. If we have a 4 down front, first thing he wants to do, he's going to find out which side has more second-level defenders or more blitz threats. All right, starts with the safeties, and then he looks at where the linebackers and the second levels align. And our quarterback really struggled with this for his first year. And we got to the point where we would call it for him all the time to help take that pressure off. A year in, getting ready to be his 3rd year in, he can run practice and do all our protection stuff. Okay, you got to give those guys time if you're going to put a lot on them. Okay, don't ask them to do a lot if you're going to get frustrated. And the louder you get with those guys, they're very level-headed and cerebral is the quarterback we're looking for that can handle our run checks. We put a lot on the plate. So our pass stuff we try and keep pretty simple. Okay, the rules you see, dual rules, base rules. All right. Our guys start from day one, and I think that's the most important part of their progression as linemen. Because if you understand our rules, then it doesn't matter what personnel, what formation, none of that stuff is an issue. I like teaching pass protection out of just a 10 personnel look because we don't keep our tight end in a lot. In our pass game, we like to get him out. Okay, so whether he's in or out, he's not going to be part of this protection. All right, and I'll just put one back there. Sometimes we're under center, sometimes we're in a shotgun. Our back, he'll line up to the side he's protecting. He will also cross protect. So our guys, the defenses can't get a beat on blitz the back, blitz away from the back. And we just let our backs mix that up. If they feel like there's an immediate threat and they're in alignment where they have to cross read, they just shuffle over just like our zone stuff you saw a lot yesterday. So it looks the exact same. They can handle more immediate threat when they're closer to it. But we give that ownership to our running back. Okay? Just going to draw up a base front, and I'll get a different color here. You guys can see a little better. When I teach the initial rules, I like to teach off of a 4-4 because that's the toughest box we'll get, whether it's a safety back or doesn't matter. Okay, because it shows more threats, it's a higher percentage of some pressure because extra guys are in the box. Biggest thing we'll do, we come out, we split the formation right in half, right down our center's crack. Okay. If we come out and we're going to go off 26 and 36. If we make a 26 call, we will send our line to the call and our back away. So 26, line's going right, back's going left in the big picture. You can take the defense out of there and they would just draw up initially, set and read, and my center is working away. Okay, if nothing else, if there was no defense up there, that's kind of the base premise of what we're trying to do from a protection standpoint. Our center, he'll identify the number of the first linebacker. I'm just going to make some numbers up here. Okay, those are their jersey numbers. Our center will walk up. He gets a 26 call from the quarterback. He'll make a front ID and even front, even. And he'll say 15 out so that the guards and especially our tackles understand who our first linebacker is. The line, and the reason these are dual rules is because we have 1, 2, 3 guys. And we have to pick up potentially 3 of the 4 most dangerous. There's a dual reader. Somebody's got to look at 2 people. Does that make sense? All right? We don't like to pop. Some places they'll pop guys out. That's not our stuff. Ours is a little bit more of a slide premise. We don't spend as much time on that. So I'll initially draw stuff up just like this because I can't tell you whether they're going to rush and stay in their lanes, whether they're going to reduce, maybe bring a guy off the edge. We can handle 3 all day long. Out, out. Pressure, 1 guy. Now you're going to go, what if they're bringing 2? We've got an answer for that, and I'll get to it here in just a second. So our dual side is we have 3 for 4. And this guy might be a corner, depending on formation, but our old linemen know from the ID linebacker, ran 15 out. They'll find 15, they'll look for the next most dangerous. It's another backer, it could be a low safety, or it could be a corner by formation that's in tight. So we have to declare those, and when we rep, kind of like our run combinations, we rep dual work, because there's communication involved, there's pass, we've got D-line game, there's a lot of combo work that's involved from a technique standpoint, And anything in your offense, run, pass, doesn't matter, that involves communication and detailed technique is what you need to spend your most time on. Okay? Even if it's something you do every week. We spend more work with our dual side of the protection than our base side, probably 90% to 10%. The base side is very simple. Okay? Base is man-to-man on the backside, big on big, back on backer. Okay? Base, there's a lot of B's. Okay? Does that make sense? Base rules. Dual 2, base away. Our running back, just like our center would, or our line would, you always check inside out. First read, second read. Sorry, getting a little high there. But as he steps up to handle the first guy, check the second guy, and then he can either swing, check middle, check through, check down, all the different stuff built in by concept, pass concept of where he's supposed to be. Okay? Which also, if we're facing some real creatures, which we all know the best ones in the league are better than our tackles, majority of us. So if I've got a freak coming off the edge, hey, chip, chip, and we have to teach that in our initial camp before the season starts, but our running backs and our tackles, you'll even see our tackles do this sometime. That tells the back we're checking, not he's about to crap his pants. Okay? Because when you've got a defensive end that's a stand-up guy, and he might be 215, and you're 315 trying to run with him, it's an uphill battle, especially when the game's on the line and he knows it's a pass situation. Dual 2, base away. Dual 2, base away. Dual 2, base away. Dual 2, base away. Our guys hear a 6 call, dual 2, base away. And I think if you get little jingles or terms like that locked into their head. Yesterday, our run game, we're an inside-outside zone team. We run a little gap scheme to keep people honest and take shots with play action. Dual 2, base away. You're going to see 5 calls, empty protection next, dual 2, sort away. And you rattle that stuff off, keep using the same terms, they hear it over and over, they start spitting it out. They start being able to teach it to the other guys when they're watching film. Because we don't get to watch a lot of film with them. Hey, if there's people, guys, come on in, there's a lot of chairs in here. There's people outside the door stuff, they need to come in. Are we good here on the 6-man protection? If we would ever have 2 backs, all right, that's our quarterback. We had 2 backs. Our back to the base side would be the protector to check down. Our back to the dual side, he's free release right now, whatever part of the route we need him in. No, this is all, if I'm under center, it's all straight drop back, okay, or it is, I'm straight into my read. This is we don't have a 7-step protection, that's all of our play action. Ours is 5-step, and if we need stuff for deeper routes, we run it off play action. We run really 3 concepts in the pass game. We run a vertical concept, 4 verticals. Yes, we can switch route, yes, we can fall out on the edges. All right, we run a layers concept, with a dig and a drive underneath, high-low in the middle of the field, all right, where we can add some posts to handle quarters, and then our last one's really our man beaters, which is our mesh concept. A lot of crossing routes, pick routes. That's really what we run. We run some smashed, we run some cover 2 beaters, but our quarterback, we keep it simple in the pass game because we don't live there, all right, and we keep his complicated plays going to be in our run checks. So from our quarterback calling the protection to our back, who our running backs know dual rules, base rules, sort rules. They know our O-line rules because they're an intricate part in it. All right, I think it's important that they know they are just as important as this O-line. Before we buzz out of here and move on to empty, the one way and the one question is, if we would get double-edged pressure, I'm the worst at putting 17 pictures on one. Everybody else does it too, don't you? I'll draw the 3-4 up real quick out of our base stuff. Same thing. Let's go. Let's stay with 26 for a teaching standpoint. All right. 26, 34. All right, we got a call from the quarterback. 26, 26. Okie, okie, okie is the front ID. It's the first thing our center will say. He declares the front. Now, we'll make a Ringo call. Ram Lion, Ringo Leo, you guys you make your calls up. Some guys like them, some don't. I like clarification. If we're in our tempo offense, we make no line calls. So they're good. They clarify things, but we don't have to have them. All 5 guys got to know what the center does, the tackles do, because you can get me on a soapbox here, but if your 6th best lineman, who doesn't play very much, is your left guard, he's the best guy you got. If your left tackle gets hurt, you don't just put the next left tackle in. Move the guard over and move that 6th best guy in where he's comfortable, where he plays a lot. Take that guy that's playing all the time, slide him out, put a little pressure on him, but that way you're not putting your 9th best guy on the field with 2 good players standing there watching. All right, so we teach our guys all 5 positions. All right, when we go slide protection now with Okie, however they want to unfold there, our running back still knows he's the dual reader, true slide protection versus 3-4. The reason we keep it the same in all this is so our quarterback really has to know, hey, if I get 2 from the dual side, and 4 down, I got to have a call to pick it up. And 3 down, I'm good to go. It's just the opposite. 3 down, I need help to the back with 2. All right? 4 down. If they're bringing 2 from the backside, I should have called the protection right the first time. All right? So we good on just the base 3-4 picture. 36, it'd be 4 for 4, and the running back still dual read. We good with that? Yeah, that was good eyes, Peter. I didn't even know I was out. Good? Perfect. Thank you. Safety's down. All right? We've seen a team, maybe we know they like to bring the safety with a linebacker. You're going to get the typical fire zone. No, I know it's not the correct front defensive guys. Don't get mad at me. You're going to get 4 from the side. We call that fire zone. There's really 2 types of pressures in our identification. Double edge, fire zone. 2 blitzers from the side. All right? Are your man pressures or your double edge usually? Or you get guys right up the pipe in the A-gap. A lot of your get quick slide protections will pick that up. But the fire zones, we got to have an answer for. That's the one thing we put on our quarterback is, hey, you have to identify fire zone pressures. Okay? Because if it was double edge, we'd always be good. The line could pick up 1, the back could pick up 1. So everybody goes with me on double edge protection, or you get your swill pressures or whatever you call them. But if you get 2 from the side, our 3 linemen, they can't handle 4. Our running back can't pick up both. Okay? So if they're bringing 2, we just make a simple 2 call. And when I say 2, okay, 26 is the original call by the quarterback, right? 26, 26, we're sliding the line right. Our back's going left to start with. Easy, easy. He stops everything. He sees it unfolding. He just says 22, 18, 22. 2 call. So the second number is kind of our tag. 20's to the right. The second 2 tells us we got the dual and the back coming over. And I said we spend a lot of time working with our running backs and our protections. 2 calls. Our running back is the farthest guy off the football. He takes the least dangerous of the 4 pressure guys. Okay? So in this picture, we get a 2. These 3 guys, their bells and whistles are going off. Okay, he's calling this for a reason. Which 2 guys are coming? Because our line, backs, everybody involved knows 2 call means we're getting fire zone. So we take their most predominant looks, 1 or 2 looks a week, and we practice them, whether it's 2 off the edge, and whether they walk him up and they loop it, whether they hit one inside, one outside, we know what a defense likes to do. Just by watching film, watching the most recent 4 games, what's their rhythm, and we'll rep that all week. Okay, so the simple one, pinch, just pressure, straight up. Center, guard, tackle, back one, skates to the softest. We just need him to run it high. If we would get a walk-up and the looper, center, guard takes it to the end. He'll see the guy wide usually. We practice those indicators. Tackle will identify most dangerous. Skate, keep it wide and high. And you'll see some of that in our protection cut-ups here in just a second. Okay? Our 5-man protection real quick. It's the exact same rules for our linemen. Dual 2, can we have base rules away? Can't do it, right? What do you need in base rules? You need a back. Base rules, big on big, back on backer. Okay? So what we dual 2, sort away. Just the term we use. It tells that backside tackle, if you would get a walk-up in an A-gap, you now have to squeeze it. And our quarterback knows just anytime we have a 5 call, he's hot off the widest guy backside. We see a lot more 4 now, sorry, so that's what I default to. If we go 25, like I said, 5 is our empty call. Our line is still dual 2. Alright, so we'll handle the 1 pressure guy. Obviously in your empty stuff, you're putting more receivers out there usually. So it gets guys out of the box, it does clean pictures up. Sort is still man-to-man, big on big. If you would get a backer off the edge, hey, we still take the 2 most dangerous. Our quarterback knows, hey, 3 from the empty side, I either got to flip it and slide it there, or if we're getting double edge, now we teach him to catch, and he sifts away, he slides away, and he gets the ball out. You're going, man, I said the same thing all last year, we get that killed. So we're letting that guy go free, and we're just telling our quarterback to float away. It's amazing the way they protect the quarterbacks now. I mean, that ball's out quick, he knows it has to be out quick, and he has his answer. If it's just one guy off an edge, he can easily flip the protection and put the dual side to the single edge guy. Right? Most of you defensive guys, you're either going to play coverage and empty, or you're going to bring more than we can walk. And you watch the film and you watch the previous 3 or 4 games, you get a good feel for that coordinator, you know going into the week. Our empty stuff, we're going to have time, or we're going to have to get it off. And usually if we have to get it off, defensive guys are smart. If I'm just trying to throw quick, I can put tight end and stuff there and throw quickly. So I do think that's a big way to get people out of empty is heat them. But you better have guys that can cover on the edges because you're going to get burned. It's your risk reward. Don't want to go through this real fast. I want to show you some of the film. I think it's easier to teach off of. But our empty stuff is straight carryover from our 6-man. We don't create some new protection or have a bunch of extravagant rules. You see there is a little bit more for the quarterback in our empty game. That's where he gets to spend a little more time. Pass pro technique, we can go over that here in a little bit. I think the biggest things are lower body is the #1 thing. You got to be able to move and get your knees in front of the guy. I used the example yesterday. Coach, my feet are in front of the guy. Well, unless your knees are there, your body's not there. So I talk knees constantly with my group of guys. We'll do a long mirror drill, which is about 15 yards of, hop up real quick, Pete. If I'm the offensive lineman, go ahead and stand up here. I just call this guy the rabbit. You want to face that way? There you go, there you go. Come on, right there. And I get my guys set, and they're in a great position. They got a nice low tail, wide base, all right? And I call it a strong arch in the back. You know, when they're squatting, they got this strong arch. You get guys like this, they're going to fold up like an accordion on contact. So you get the strong arch in the guys, and all he does, he starts walking. Go ahead and walk. And I'm just cutting. My feet stay wide. They're small steps down bottom. He will redirect a couple times. I got to come back. And it's all kind of a walking tempo. 15 yards. All right, that's a long mirror. Short mirror. It's exactly what it is. It's 5 yards, but now he cranks the tempo up a little bit. And you back him off, back off the football. If he gets too close, they start punching. This isn't a punch emphasis period. This is from the waist down. You want from the waist down, you want things locked in and tight. Okay, from the shoulders out, you want them loose, like cobras, ready to strike. So as he goes a little quicker tempo, go ahead, come here. I'm just covering the guy up. I want my nose on that shoulder. He can redirect. Usually I put cones out here at 5 yards apart. It's just a straight mirror drill. Then to get it competitive, the score drill. Now that guy's trying to get inside the cones. Biggest emphasis there is my knees cover the guy up. In that score drill, it's not a bull rush drill. If I cover him up, he's got to spin out or redirect. There is contact and punch involved. So I wait until we do our punch drills to do our score drill a lot of the time. That's kind of the last part before we go one-on-ones or pass with let's see here. The upper body control, okay? Our lower body, we're working laterally, side to side. Our upper body is working vertical or straight out in front. It's working in the opposite direction. I think pass protection is the hardest thing for a big guy. You're taking the least athletic guys on the field and you're asking them to do two things at once. Walk and chew gum. Most of my guys can't do that. All right? So to ask them to move side to side while my body's working forward and back, that's two things going on. You can't stop your feet to punch a guy. You can't punch and not cover a guy that's moving laterally. They're not always, the good D-linemen aren't going right through you all the time. They're working half a man. Take that half away. He's either going to keep working the same half and you got to keep taking it away. He's going to go to the other half. You got to take that away. Now a lot of D-line coaches will say, teach right, go right down the middle. Go right down the middle of that guy and keep going there. They're not going to get home. So the better pass rushers do a much better job working half man. Three punch and rhythm, it's just a, how about Pete, you're the lucky guy of the day? All right? I'll watch this from two spots as a coach. I'll watch it from the side so I can make sure they keep their strong arch. I blow a whistle and they're just going three rhythmic punches. So I'll teach you first, I'll make it fair. The defensive guy, he's just jumping at the guy. He backs out. He's jumping at the guy. He backs out. And it's rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. You're not trying to mess with the guy. It's just a way to get him locked into timing for the day. So I'm set here, I got my hands ready to work, loose fingers, loose elbows, and he comes at me, I'll punch him, keep coming, I'll punch him until my elbows lock. He'll feel me stop him, then he backs out. Go ahead, back out. I gather my feet. I'm here again, I stop him. I keep my strong arch. He backs out, and I do a third one. Okay? Biggest thing I'm looking, good thing you're an athlete. Defensive guy. One of the big things in that drill that I think is a misconception in pass protection, when you punch, it is not punch. I'll come to you this time. Okay? I'll punch the guy. A lot of guys like to go here and try and bench press him. Way too hard. Okay? And my reasoning for that to guys is, so they get it, is take your bench press, take his squat. Which one's stronger? His squat. Maybe. Okay? More so, add them together. Because that's everything you're trying to get off of him. Your bench, his body weight, and his squat. So punch is about timing. Your elbow lock is like a piece of rebar. That's what they call construction concrete stuff. You call it rebar? All the iron and the concrete? Okay, rebar, right? It's locked. If it's bent at all, it's going to collapse and fold in. So he hits me, and I got my elbows bent, and he's running through me. Keep going. It's going to collapse, and you're going to get chest to chest with the guy. And that's why that three-punch rhythm is so important. They think it's boring. That's the hardest drill of the day I have to coach. Because as they're coming at me, it's like a force field around me. You have to be able to sight this guy in. Okay, that's my elbow lock right there. I carry him at about 4 to 6 inches. I keep him up all the time. So when he gets close, all it's about, lock the elbow, lock the elbow. I carry him loose, lock the elbow. Full out punch as he's coming. If he's coming full speed, it's just about timing. In the run game, you're a bulldozer. You're trying to move the guy. In the pass game, it's the best thing I ever heard, you're a doorstop. Biggest door in the world. If you're inside, underneath, you can be fully extended. You'll keep the biggest guy. And once you lock out, then it's move those feet to cover him up. Yes, he's going to knock it off. You're going to have to fight to replace it. But if you take a really good pass, thanks, Pete. If you take a really good pass rusher and you're playing hand games, You're taking his speed away or his power away from a big guy. I think that's the biggest thing, is take their lower body away. Peter, where are we at with time? Okay. This is one I had a handful of guys ask yesterday. Thanks for the advice. Put a little practice plan stuff in here. We'll go through this when we're meeting again also from an O-line coach's standpoint. All right, this is at Western, kind of our percentage. You'll get a picture of that or whatever, take it, and we'll go from there. But the red stuff is where I get individual time. Coach Al, you in here? Yep. What about that? EF, baby.
You bet.
You guys know what elite forces are?
Yep.
You're special to your grandma. Right? Elite forces. Our offensive linemen, our top 10 linemen, our 2 deep, they're on our shield punt. So that's the one period I don't get them. Most guys would go, oh, that's a bummer, so I stand around. No, I get to coach the young guys. That's their 5 minutes. They wish, and our elite forces coach, the general, he's greedy enough sometimes to punt this 10 minutes. My young guys love it because the coach is coaching me for 10 minutes. Usually I'm the guy giving the example and being the rabbit, getting punched all the time. They get coached. When you get 5 minutes, and the other thing is at the end of practice, take 5 minutes with your developmental guys. You guys all were a young player, whether you were for us it was a freshman in high school or a freshman in college, that young guy. I'm not the starter yet. I'm going to prove somebody wrong. If you have 5 minutes a day with your position coach, you know he cares about you. If you just go to practice and you're the standing dummy all the time, and I know a lot of you guys have said numbers is a big thing, yep, they're going to go home. They don't have to play. They have to know you care about them. And you're going to coach them just as hard as that starter. So during those elite forces, I get a chance to coach our young guys a little bit. Okay? If there's times when it's a kickoff or kickoff return, he still doesn't use many of my guys. We're not that well personnel yet up front. So I get full group. We do walkthroughs during elite forces. Mental time. Mental. The older I get, the less physicality I do throughout the whole practice. Because when I want it physical, they give it physical in. 2 or 3 of our individual periods. Our team periods and our interactions with the D-line, they're a damn dogfight. Because when we interact, it's full go. I don't want them thinking technique. I don't want them thinking, hey, see my assignment? Go hunt. Let them play fast. But that's, guys go, how do you get indie time? Well, you got to be creative. Pre-practice walkthrough. A lot of mental stuff because they're not loose yet. All right, indie periods, group work, elite forces. Our group, our indie, you see 20 to 30 minutes. If you go work for a guy, the #1 question I ask is an O-line coach. Coach, how much indie do you believe in? Because there's coaches out there and they all work. They want to go team. Our defensive coordinator, we have 2 hours. He wants 2.5 of team. Well, my guys don't get any better. Just go run plays for you. Okay? We do a couple things. We got to technique it. We got to detail it. That's what our staff believes in. Being a teacher, being a developer. We preach that in recruiting. So we get a lot of indie. Sure, our receivers, our quarterbacks might not get the same amount. Because in the indie time, they're doing routes on air. They're doing pass stuff. They're doing timing things. Elite forces. Team period 1, we come together. We split up and go 5 minutes. And guys go, man, if you clumped all that elite forces together, you get a couple minutes in transition saved. You would, you correct me if I'm wrong, Ty, but that mentality of play defense, all right, punt return. Play defense, play kickoff, here we go. It's training their mind for the game. And you probably talked about that in the ZF stuff yesterday. But team-wise, as an O-lineman, we don't do 40 minutes straight a team. You never stay on the field for 40 straight minutes. Get your 6 to 8 plays in. The 2s get their 6 to 8 plays in. EF. Get your body trained, prepared for game mentality. Okay? All the weight room stuff, all the practice time, everything you do year-round is for those game days. You guys are healthy. You guys are mentally ready to go. And they're prepared for what they're going to go through on that Saturday for us, whatever day your games might be on. 2 minutes, perfect. I'll finish this up here, and we'll watch the cut-ups for those of you guys that are real O-line junkies in our little meeting when we're done. Okay? So you see the elite forces? Group pass work. #2 question on your interview. Individuals #1. Do you believe in interacting with the O-line, D-line? You ask your D-line coach that. Or vice versa if you're a D-line guy. Because we believe in working together. We do our individual. In the last 5 minutes, we believe in good on good. Whether it's one-on-one run stuff, everybody has the 2 O-linemen, call it brother-in-law. Get me through the day. Let's get through the day, coach. All right? Well, if it's our starting defensive tackle, there's no brother-in-law. Or you quit because he kicks your ass all day. All right? So we got to crank it up. We create that environment. As opposed to yelling at him, go harder, give him a look. We create it. It's a mind trick for those guys. But they work a lot harder when they're going against D-linemen. Whether it's one-on-one, we'll do 3-on-3s where you see, let's see over here, I've got it in our group run work. So we come from Indy, group run, we'll go one-on-one, just technique stuff sometimes. All right? Our D-line coach is great. Because it's easy for a D-lineman to just go, he's going to reach me in the drill, we do it all the time, we just run outside. He forces them to work their technique, and we'll bring our backs down and make them fit it, so that D-lineman's he's got to see what's going on. We're kind of able to read defense, see what's happening if we don't have them moving. As an O-line coach, the hardest thing for me, I said it yesterday, is movement. There's some days that work on their movement. They're going to gain ground, they got to get cross-face, whatever the technique they teach those guys. They get their work, we get our work. It's base stuff. There's no game plan. All right? Combos period. We'll have, if you don't do this, this is the best thing going. And this is for gap, power teams, zone teams, doesn't matter. First one, everybody gets, we always use our tight ends, so they get to work also. We'll go half line, 2 drills, 4 yards apart. Okay, the hash is almost too far, so we'll go right next to each other. Less walking for me. That's a good deal. I can stand right here. Our D-line coach can stand right here. Of course, I'm in front. He's taller than me. Okay? But we can stand there. Hop, 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 hop. And you get all the reps. We film everything. I showed the D-line guys. Injured guys are great filmers. Okay? We film everything so we can give them feedback. But you can work any front. You can work any movements, you can work pressures, work together. You can't pressure every day or the O-line guy's going to get pissed. You can't go base every day or the D-line guy needs some work. Work together, what do you need? There's certain weeks, if we're going to play some 3-4 type of drop in, hey, they'll jump in there and they'll work in their run game. It's the hardest situation they could be in. But we'll go half line, we'll do this in protections sometimes. We'll do the same thing in protection. So that's easy. If you're power, sometimes we'll add the backside guard so your puller gets work. All right? The one we like, if you're a zone team, we call it pods or combos. We just work 2, 3, and a guard tackle we call it a long edge. Each day we just switch where the tight end is. Both sides get work. We can work zone read over here with our defensive ends. We have a quarterback at every station. We have a running back at every station. Some days we don't. We have one scout quarterback, one scout. They got to move their ass. They got to be in every drill. But we believe in that, so our linebackers get keys. Our running backs get great work on their reads. Inside zone, work the hitman. Which one is it? Outside zone, work the hitman. Which one is it? Read, quarterback gets live reads from a good defense. This is the best thing we do in our run-in. Okay? Elite forces I talked about, group pass work. Same thing. Moose is our D-line coach. One-on-ones, we're going to do it together. 5 minutes today or all of it. We really dictate. If we go all 10 minutes, our young guys get a lot more reps. We like to coach them in our group stuff. If you're not developing the next wave, you're going to have highs and lows in your program. Okay? And then the last thing here, PAT field goal. If you're the O-line coach, you better be the damn PAT field goal coach. That's points every time you take the field. You take pride in the game planning. I do a horseshit job of fakes, so I got to get better at that this year. All right? But you have to take pride in that unit. If your starting O-line is not on your field goal unit, you ain't got an offensive line. That's the 11 toughest guys on your football team. Because it's great on the PAT in the first quarter, but in the fourth quarter, to win a football game on a 41-yard field goal from the hash the kicker's not good at, and so he's nervous already, the last thing he needs is, oh, my left guard, he's soft as hell, watch out. You know, he's got to know that group is, if they're the street fight guys. Linebackers are our wings. Tight ends are too soft in our program right now. And I say that in our meetings. This is the 11 toughest guys. That D lineman sometimes talks all the time. Oh, he's not on it. And so it's blatant in front of the whole team. You're not one of the 11 toughest, or you'd be on it. It makes those guys shut up and put up. Coach, I'll be the guard. I'll be there when the game's on the line. It's not the PAT in the first quarter you're playing for. It's the game-winning kick. One play, points to win it. There's no other position in football, one play can win or lose a football game. So your old line coach has to take pride in PAT field goal. Okay? We'll get a chance to watch film. We can talk more technique. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. See you this afternoon.